simple question I'm asking you. You're saying that as we speak right now in this country,
can I answer the question that
we have diversified the Ghanaian economy through value addition?
Can you allow me to answer the questions very respectfully? I'm not under investigation.
No,
you are not interrogating.
Absolutely.
And you have no right to posture your interviewing as if you've made up your mind about what is it that you are. So you ask a question. You are looking at a number of things that it's on paper I have talked about. So allow me to answer. Number one, value addition. Have you heard about the One District, One Factory initiative? It's a direct question. Have you heard about it?
We've talked about that in this interview.
So you've heard about One District, One Factory. 80%, I would probably even think that it's more than that, of what has been involved in the One District, One is value addition, either agro-processing or garment and textiles, and you name it. I mean, because that is what industrialization is about. It's about value addition. So the One District, One Factory program, to a large extent, represents the value addition efforts that I've been talking about. So what else do you want to, what are you talking about? During President Kufuor's time, I introduced the Presidential Special Initiatives. I talked about 4 sectors at that time: garments and textiles, oil palm, industrial salt, and industrial starch from cassava. Even at that time, I was still talking about value addition. All these sectors, and if we had time, we can have a very decent conversation about the Presidential Special Initiatives. Those were examples of value addition. So you're asking me about value addition. If you've done your homework, you would know that whether it's under the PSIs or whether it's under the One District, One Factory, that's all about value addition. So let's move on to the next point.
It's important that this question is something I put to you. So this is a vision of yours.
Yes.
It's a vision.
Yes.
It's a place you want to take Ghana.
Yes, yes.
But here you are saying that you've already done it.
Do you understand?
It's a vision. It's a vision. It's a place you want to take us. It's a reason why you want to be independent candidate.
I think.
And I'm asking simple question that you want to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm asking because something you stated very clearly.
Yes.
One, everybody wants to know first, what did you do in your time? Which is what you've explained.
Yes,
okay?
I've explained.
Exactly.
But you accept
and
that.
Then, I don't have an opinion on that.
Okay.
And then the next question is, how do you plan to achieve this specifically?
Yes.
How do you plan to get us to this vision that you've articulated? Which is what I read for you. What's the plan to get there?
If you have a vision, it would symbolize that it is a vision that you realize over a period of time. Do you understand that clearly? That you realize that in incremental stages over a period of time. So the ultimate, when you get there, you would have fulfilled your vision. But it evolves. The vision is not realized as an event. It evolves. And what I'm suggesting to you, that if you've done your homework, all these initiatives, whether it's the PSIs or 1D, 1F, would demonstrate that that process of industrialization, value addition, has been initiated. And because it's a process, and the ultimate goal, for example, will be the manufacturing hub or the industrial hub in Africa. So you may not be there yet, but that's the vision. There are incremental stages to get to that vision. But the good thing is that, exactly as you said, I've made significant landmark achievements towards realizing the vision. So I'm not sure why you have a conceptual difficulty in understanding, because this is my vision and that I've started, and so I cannot talk about it being my vision. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, it's a question.
Well, but if you're asking a question,
it's just a simple question.
Okay.
About the specific steps, and you laid a bit out when you did the press conference. How you plan to take us to that promised land? For which reason you want to stand as an independent candidate? And your answer to that is that you've laid the foundations.
I've laid the foundations.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And that's the foundation.
And the material difference is that if I have the opportunity to occupy the highest level of executive authority, then I am empowered to be able to realize that vision much quicker. That's the whole narrative.
Any time frame for you?
Well, I've said that I want 2025 to 2025 to be what I describe Ghana's decade of transformation, industrial transformation. So that's the target. And if you look at the GTP, it provides a sense of the kind of things that I believe would help us.
And GTP, by the way, is a great transformational plan.
Sorry?
The GTP, by the way, is a great
transformational plan. So if you look at the great transformational plan, the first pillar in the transformational plan is how to fix our economy. Because if you don't have a stable macroeconomic environment, then you cannot go on to be talking about industrial transformation. You cannot talk about agricultural revolution, which are all components of the transformational plan. So if you take your time and read the transformational plan, it's not just the framework, because you need a framework first, but there are specific policy prescriptions that I have recommended, which will help us stabilize our currency, which will help us to bring inflation down to single digits on a sustainable basis.
How do you do that?
Well, we don't have time to go into all the policy prescriptions.
But I'm saying, just on the two you mentioned.
Yes.
Because it's a current live challenge.
Yes, absolutely. Let's work on stable currency.
What's the prescription?
So the whole point about currency stabilization is the supply and demand of foreign exchange. That's what currency stabilization is about. If you export more, you are able to earn more foreign exchange resources. If you earn more foreign exchange resources and you reduce the use of forex to import, that's if you start producing things locally, which you were importing, then you save foreign exchange. And meanwhile, if you are exporting, you get more foreign exchange. So the supply of foreign exchange increases. When the supply of foreign exchange increases, then it means that the ratio of how much you need of local currency to exchange for the dollar, then improves. Because that's basic economics. So that is why, if, for example, you have limited foreign exchange, then it means that you need more cedis. More cedis are chasing the limited dollar reserve that you have. The moment you have more cedis trying to chase the few dollars that you have, then obviously it means that your currency is getting weaker. So if, for example, you had to change, let's say, because of supply and demand, if you needed 10 cedis to be able to get $1, and all of a sudden you have a limited flow of dollars. It is that more people now want dollars, so you have to bid higher. Now you need, let's say, 20 cedis to be able to get $1. That's where the weakening of the local currency occurs.
Yes, you've stated what is known.
But what is known.
The question has always been that politicians always tell us that this is something they want to do.
Yes.
But the difference between the rhetoric and the reality, as you well know, because you've been part of government for so long, sometimes it's night and day.
Yes.
Right? And that is where you have this cynicism towards politicians.
Well, but
how does Alan Chamantin want to be different in this area?
No, I'm different because.
What makes you different?
You see, first, the person who is talking about it must be able to articulate first what the problem is, how he's going to execution plan, and must demonstrate that he has the capacity to execute the plan. So, for example, on this currency issue, just one currency issue, I'm saying that you need to be able to export more, to be able to get more forex. So what you need to ask me is that, but where is the export going to come from? Because, I mean, you are saying that you are skeptical because politicians talk and it doesn't happen. So I guided my ministry to develop a national export strategy, which targets an inflow of 25 billion United States dollars by 2030, just through exports. And that is part of my plan.
Did you achieve that?
No, I'm saying 2030. We have the plan, the strategy and the plan. So that is the plan. And so there are intermediate steps. So we started, and the whole point is that if the people of Ghana put their trust and faith in me, and I become president by the grace of God, then I have executive authority to do what will make that export development strategy work, because I'll prioritize those things.
But to get there, you have to defeat the MPP and the NDC. You have to. And we know the duopoly is very, very entrenched. Nobody had attempted and succeeded. Many before you have actually tried it. I mean, your own friend, I believe, Rekubobe, tried it, didn't succeed. Guzitano tried it for the NDC, didn't succeed. We have the Obed of someone else who tried it. Dr. Pakwesi Ndumo broke away from the CEP and tried it. All of them didn't succeed in trying to break this duopoly that you've been part of. How are you proposing to succeed where all of them have failed?
I have a lot of respect for these gentlemen. They are all my very good friends, very close friends. I cannot speak for them. I can speak for myself. I think that there are things that make my case different. First, because I've been a dominant figure in NPP politics for many years. It's not just because I'm a member of the I'm a founding member of the party. I was chairman of the Young Executive Forum, which was one of the most vibrant groups within NPP. Now, so I have a track record of performance, of service to the party and to government. But beyond that, you know, I've been in this game for some time. You know, I've contested our current president, 3 times? So I have recognition in the rank and file of the party. I'm not a rookie in politics in the NPP. I think that I enjoy massive support, particularly at the grassroots level. Look, superdelegates, primaries, that doesn't determine your real strength within the family of NPP. Why do I say so? Averagely, about 6.5 million people in any given election would vote for NPP. Now, even if you go beyond the superdelegates, you go to the general primaries, it's only 210,000 people who vote. Now you are talking about not a membership base, but a sympathizer base of over 6.5 million MPP sympathizers. So it doesn't matter what the delegates normally would think about. The key is how popular is Alan amongst this broader MPP family.
And your answer to that is?
That
the question of how popular you are?
I have a very strong positioning within that community. And so when I hear people say, oh, Alan can go, it will not matter. My simple answer is that wait and see. Let's get to the field and let's wait and see. It is the contest.
The
contest finally will be determined when we have the general election.
But everybody.
So I'm saying that if you are talking about the wider MPP family, yes, I have a strong presence there.
Oh, within the MPP family.
Yes, I'm saying that's one part of it.
And then, of course, you're talking about the general one.
And then within NDC also.
But MPP, they clearly have said you don't.
Who says that?
I mean,
and why should that be the basis for?
No, but you make the point yourself that you're very popular among the MPP states. But we've never had a scientific primaries. It's the best place to judge.
No, but that's not representative. Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the wider base
of the party.
Of the wider base is 6.5 million.
So permit me to ask, if that's the case, why didn't you wait till November then? And then the 2002, that would have given you the...
I think that is a very small...
Still too small.
Oh, against 6.5 million?
No, that is a sympathizer base.
Yeah, no, but it's
the grassroots of the party.
The grassroots of the party. No, when we talk about NPP, the NPP is not just about delegates or the leaders of the party. That's not the way I see it. Yeah. The wider NPP family. Yeah, but Evans, you see,
you really want to do damage. In other words, you say that in 2024, your core base is going to be clawed from that base as an independent, from that 6 million plus.
But why do you say damage? I don't know.
Oh, I mean, of course, if you are taking the food that the MPP used to eat, as in those numbers, then anybody who votes for you from that group, is not voting for the MPP. But also, that's damage.
But please remember also that there are two types of elections. There's a parliamentary election and there's a presidential election. If I wanted, quote unquote, to attack the MPP as a political party, I would have floated a new party. Then that one would have meant that Alan is going in directly to provide an alternative as a party to the NPP. I haven't done that.
Oh, so you're being challenged about it?
All I'm saying is that those who are members of the NPP, by all means, have been a founding member of the party. When it comes to parliamentary elections, vote for your parliamentary candidate of choice.
MPP, vote for your MPP parliamentary candidate?
Yes, candidate of your choice. I mean, there's no problem with that. NDC, vote for your candidate of choice. But when it comes to the presidential election, because you are looking for someone who on his own merit, and that's the difference, not on the back of the party, because you are talking about an executive president, someone who on the strength of his own merit can make a difference, then vote for Alan.
But that would mean the MPP also will not get the presidency.
I mean, I don't want to be president just for NPP. I want to be president for the whole of Ghana.
I guess
that's what an executive president is about.
Let me ask you directly. Yeah. Would you admit that at least your core base, and you've talked about it, you say you believe you're very popular within the NPP, that core base, if you stand, the people who will vote for you, most likely, majority of them, mainly will come from the MPP base. Is that, you concede that? Based on your own popularity?
Yes, absolutely. A significant will come down. But then also, I would be able to make a significant difference with floating voters. Because a floating voter, by definition, is neither a sympathizer of MPP nor a sympathizer of NDC. They are independent.
They're swayed by conviction.
So they are independent. That's how generally they are described. Now, contrary to what people think, the statistics show that the size of the floating voter public is quite significant. It's almost about 25%. So I'm convinced that because of my disposition in politics, I am the type of candidate that the average floating voter has been waiting for. And if I'm a candidate, particularly an independent candidate, then that is a major part of my constituency. I didn't want us to get
before you break into the where you came from,
yes,
as in the MPP tradition.
Absolutely, yes. You know, and there are people in NDC who believe that yes, President Mahama is the chosen candidate, but they may think that if there's a different, or if they have an alternative, that it will be their preference. Then why not? Alan provides that alternative.
But you do far more damage to the MPP than to the NDC.
Well, I don't call it damage, because one thing that
you say you were a founding member, all that.
But Evans,
anybody that's granted with the party.
Evans, your
good friend Kujupenny yesterday told me, look, there are people who may be following you because of how you use the word turmoil in the party right now.
Yeah.
That clearly, if that happens, SK Boafo is one who, at your event, told us that he's in your camp. That is one less vote for the MPP.
Yes. But why is that a problem? Because we are now, I'm focusing on Ghana now. You see, I've served the party, I've been loyal to the party. It's time for me to move on and focus on Ghana. Is there a problem with that? Because after all, it's Ghana. Whether you go through MPP or NDC, the focus is on Ghana. And so I don't see why we should see that as a damage to MPP. If an MPP sympathizer believes that Alan provides the best opportunity for Ghana to move forward, and he can remain in MPP, vote for his parliamentary candidate, but believe that Alan is the one who will bring change and transformation to Ghana. And MPP will be part of it, NDC will be part of it. You never know, you may become part of my cabinet, who knows. So why would you, for example, not have the opportunity of being tapped, your talent being tapped into? That's what I'm trying to understand.
I mean, talking about that, by the way.
Yeah.
You a lot of strong folks in the MPP backed you when you were campaigning.
Oh yeah.
They're still there. Some of them actually had come forward to say they disagree with you, they've supported you, but they don't want to follow you.
Yes, it's understandable.
They've deserted you.
No, they've not deserted me. Look, these are people who are representing constituents in Parliament on the ticket of the MPP. Alan, I have made a decision that I want to focus on Ghana. I've served my party honorably, and nobody can dispute that. There's no dispute about that.
The party commended you at the press conference.
They commended me.
You listened to that?
Oh, yeah, I listened to that.
So
that's why
you listen.
So I've moved on. I want to serve Ghana. So I don't have a problem with them. And if somebody is a parliamentarian who believed in my vision, but who is unable now to still work with me only because he represents a constituent on the ticket of the MPP, I don't think there's any problem. It's not, we shouldn't see it as desertion or anything like that.
Have you spoken to some of them?
Oh, yes. I mean, look, I actually realized right from the beginning that I should allow them, to be able to serve their constituents. Because I'm not floating a new party. I'm not floating parliamentarians. That's not what I'm seeking to do. So if they can still remain on the ticket of the NPP and win to go to parliament, why not?
You have not tried to push them to join you?
No, I won't do that. I won't do that. I tell you, how many are they? And how many votes do they control?
But they have their own constituencies that can come to your
but
aid.
how many years? I mean, let's face it. You're talking 17 million people who are going to vote. So I think that the right thing to do is for them still to serve their constituents, And I'm promoting a government of national unity, where people from all walks of life, rich, poor, young, old, abled, disabled, or physically challenged, people from the business community, people from media, people from academia, those who have something to offer to our country. I want us to have a united governance mechanism and structure, so that in Parliament you have ministers who I have appointed from MPP, you have ministers who have appointed from NDC, from CPP, people who are apolitical, and I believe that they have the competence and the talent to help Ghana. They are part of my cabinet, so we think together. It's one national agenda. So the national agenda is the Great Transformational Plan. So we all work together, and we have programs. We take it to Parliament. In Parliament, there's no basis for quarrel, because the representatives of NPP in cabinet are there.
And you require a majority of the ministers must come from Parliament.
Yes, that's
so
not
what
the
it means
problem.
that if you win,
that's
they're going
not
to be
the problem.
appointing people from
No,
both
that's
sides.
not the problem. It's the same thing. So 50% or more should come from Parliament. Some of them will come from the NPP. Some of them will come from the NDC, CPP, the smaller parties, people who are apolitical, And I have 50% more ministers to kind of bring from outside politics. And the important thing to note is that because my movement is led by the youth, empowered by the youth, I've made a commitment that 60% of my cabinet ministers, of government appointees, will be young people. And 50% of those occupying senior positions will be women. So I'm just a transition candidate. My interest is to bring young people and women, young people and women in particular, to the center of our governance.
But I'm curious, if what you've said about your party's ability, you must spare a thought for those who back you, who remain behind, because you talked about intimidation. Don't they run a risk of being intimidated, possibly losing their seats, etc., because they backed you, if we believe what you said as a reason for leaving? Isn't that something that that may keep you up at night, considering that they're left behind?
Well, in actual fact, I think that, as some of them have done, they've also moved on. Alan is no more in the party. So they have moved on. They are in the MPP now. There are a number of candidates. So they sign up for whoever they like. And so the issue of Alan hanging over, their own future, it does not arise.
You think they won't suffer any consequence for their support of you whilst you were there, knowing your party?
Well, I hope not. I mean, because I have moved on. They have made decisions that they want to stay, which is fine. And they are free to decide who they want to follow, So I hope that there won't be any more,
You said you used the word intimidation of your people. You believe now that you've gone, your people will be left alone?
I'm saying that I'm hoping that And
as to whether it will actually happen, you will know.
I wouldn't know, but I hope not. I hope not.
I mean, we heard that they attempted to try to convince you not to do this. That the national chairman came to you and appealed to you not to do this.
I've said it in a previous interview that I don't like what the national chairman has put out. It's disingenuous and it's very unfortunate. He's a very good friend of mine. You are chairman of a party. You come to me to ask about whether I have any challenges with what is going on. I scope for you all the things that I believe have been going wrong. I've had personal conversations with him before. And he's aware of that. So he comes, I tell him that, look, I've complained about these things. You have not done anything about them. You know, so I'm reinforcing those concerns for your consideration. He actually confirms that, well, Alan, you've been part of this and you know how our system works. So for you now to turn around and come and give a public, you know, statement about the fact that, oh, you come, everything was okay, I find that to be very unfortunate.
Did he come to you, though?
No, he came to my office, yes. For example, I told the chairman that I contributed 500,000 Ghana cedis so that we can have a credible voters register. Because I believe that, look, if you have fair and transparent elections, if somebody emerges, everybody will follow him. Remember, I've gone through these primaries on 3 occasions with the current president. After our primaries, I'm his strongest cheerleader. I become one of his lead campaigners. So I don't play that kind of politics. We compete, after that we cooperate, you know. But if I'm going into this again, and I'm concerned about the voters register, which is the basic document that will guarantee free, fair elections. And I put this, I make representations, I put this in writing. And I'm not sure that the representations that I've made in respect of that are being taken seriously. Because, for example, Evans, how do you come out with, let's say, what we call an album, a voters register, delegates register, and set up a committee to validate who is in the register or who is not, a committee? For me, the very simple exercise is that exhibit the register publicly in the constituencies, in the polling stations, and let every delegate verify whether he is in the register or not. Is that not what happens at the national level?
You requested for this?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Why should it be difficult for us to have an open public display of the register so that individuals can make a determination whether they are in the album or not? Why do you need a committee to verify an album? Now, I'm just saying that these and many other things were the subject of the kind of discussion. And he knows he cannot, in all sincerity, come and say that he came there and we didn't have a discussion on all these challenges.
So it's not true that you told him that everything is fine?
How is that possible? When I have identified all these challenges, and it's not because he came to me. I'd been to his house myself months before and followed it up administratively with a letter to draw their attention to some of these things. And it's not just about the album. Look, I had serious challenges with some of the processes for the Superdelegates Conference. How is it that you set up a presidential elections committee, chaired by a very distinguished leader of our party, Professor Makokwe, and then you come out with guidelines for the conduct of the primaries. And then you indicate that in the event of a runoff, that the superdelegates who voted in the elections prior to the runoff would be the same people who vote in the runoff. These are guidelines that we all sign on to. We go through the superdelegates election. Well, fortunately, I'm part of the 5, but there's a tie for the 5th position between Boache Jakon and then Adanibo. Straightforward matter. Let the rules work. Then the National Council sits and then make a determination or decide that they will set aside the rules that the aspirants have signed on to, and that they will now become the delegates to decide on the runoff. Is that proper? Well, so I'm just saying that, look, I didn't want us to get into this, but, well, since you asked, I needed to. Yeah.
So obviously you've have you spoken to the national chairman again since this? No?
No, no, but he's a very good friend of mine.
You remain so?
Oh, yes. No, why not? You know, we come a long way. You're talking about the national chairman. Yes, we come a long way.
He actually said that, look, it took him 20 years to get to the chairman. And then you should have just waited a bit longer.
Please. I've moved on.
And since you're talking about your friends, another friend of yours, the president.
Yes.
How are you with him?
Oh, look, we have a very good relationship.
Still?
Still.
He must be very unhappy with you that you left his party.
Well, he may be unhappy, but we've had a very good... In fact, and I don't mind saying this publicly, that because of the relationships that we've had, I've never, in all the instances where we competed, have had a problem in working to support him after the competition. You know, if you have real deep-seated differences and you go into an election, after that, you will probably recoil. But I've been his strongest...
But you recoiled after 2007.
No, that is not the case.
You're telling your resignation to talk to
now you went, you see, now you are going, you found another back route to come into this discussion.
That's a beauty of conversation. It's a conversation.
This one, don't come through the back door.
It's a beauty of conversation. By the way, you're listening to my exclusive interview with Alain Chemante on the Johnny Channel.
We agreed that...
No. I mean, it's a conversation. We're talking about your friend.
No. But I'm saying that, look, I've moved on. Yeah. I've worked.
But you're on good terms with him.
Very good terms. You know.
Has he called you since Monday?
No. But he's been out of the country. Yeah. No, but
did you hint him? Did you hint him at all?
Sorry.
Did you hint him that?
No. Well, we can't discuss this openly. Yes. So
I assume you did, and I'm sure he wasn't happy with you. That you decided to go.
Why are you trying to get into our relationship?
I don't want to get between us, as they say. I don't want to come between you and him. But you say the relationship still remains.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we've worked very well together. You know, I was the first person he appointed as
You're the first
minister.
person he actually announced way before you even contested.
Way before, you know. So we remain very good friends. Yeah.
And that will remain even as an independent candidate.
And I have many other good friends in cabinet, and it will remain. Yes.
Yeah. Although they'll be very unhappy with you.
I know.
Very, very unhappy with you. The John Jacob Kufuor. Yesterday I spoke to Kulipuni. I'll repeat that again, and he makes the point that on air, so I can repeat this, that Kufuor had called him yesterday and said, "Look, Kulipuni was traveling yesterday." He says if he returns, he should come and see him. So they talk about you.
Yeah.
Did you consult the old man?
I don't want us to be discussing personal relationships or personal matters, you know,
I only asked that because of the role he played.
No, that's what I'm
in
saying.
2007.
We've been working together very closely, since in fact, saying because he was a leading member of the party right from the beginning, and we've been working together since 1992.
So
and we remain.
It goes without saying that he would have known about this.
Well, let's move on. Like I'm saying, this is not the subject of our interview.
This is the final one.
Yes. Okay.
Was he happy? Must not be happy.
Who is that?
Kujo Pieni yesterday told me that. Kujo Pieni told me that this one publicly. So this one I can tell you.
You interviewed him?
Yes, please, I did. And then he said on air that. You didn't consult him, but if you did, he would have told you. If you had told him, he would have told you not to stay and fight. Those are his words. He should stay and fight.
I should stay and fight.
Yes, that's what he said.
That is his view. Yes, he was saying that I should have stayed.
If you had consulted him, he would have told you to stay and fight.
So Kojo Pieni made a public declaration that we did not have a discussion. Is that what you are saying?
Oh, well, on national television, PM Express yesterday, people watched us on air, and I asked him that. He says, you didn't consult him, but if you did, he would have told you to. And I asked him, so why? Do you support him? Do you support this issue? He says he's not opposed to it, but he wouldn't support it either. But if he had, but if you have told him, he would have told you, he would have told you not to stay and fight. Yeah,
but what is the point? Staying
and fight
and fighting.
Yes.
For what purpose? Look, and I'm sorry. Because I didn't listen to the interview.
Fair enough.
I didn't, so I cannot make a comment on it.
Yeah. But I'm just repeating what he has told.
But I'm surprised if you said he made a public statement that we had no discussion on this matter. But that's fine. But I'm saying that I have moved on. I've been a loyal member of this party with a distinguished record as a member of the National Executive, member of the National Council, a member of several of the most important committees. I was chairman of the Young Executive Forum, which was the backbone of the party, financial backbone of the party. I've served in President Kufuor's government as ambassador to the United States.
On that point, because it just came up, you mentioned it. You had Hackman say that this assertion you made about investment is not true.
Look, Evans, now you found another.
Just because you mentioned it.
No, because
just because you mentioned it.
Because you were making a statement about why I did not stay in the fight.
Based on what?
Yes, I was telling you that, look, I've served the party loyally and with distinction. I've served in the government. It's time for me to move on to serve my country in another capacity. Is that a problem? I'm trying to understand why that is a problem. If you are saying, Kojo Pieni says I should stay, to fight what? What is it to fight about? You understand me? But like I said, I did not listen to the interview, so I'm not sure what angle, which angle he was coming from. But I'm saying that people must understand where I'm coming from. I've served the party. I've served my government. I believe that God has given me talents that I can offer in service to the people of Ghana at the highest level of executive authority. And that's what I'm asking the people of Ghana to give me a chance to do that. Is there anything wrong with that? I would have wished that maybe I would have used that same vehicle, but there are different ways of getting to my destination. So I don't think that we should take this as a problem. I've moved on, and the party will also move on.
It clearly it's too late for any conversation to happen about Alan.
Considering you like to get back into the game.
I guess I'm picking a few tricks from your book. Then.
You are picking tricks from me.
Yes. Isn't that what the young men are supposed to do, learning from the old, finding a way to get back in the game? I mean, we cannot end as we end without talking about your home region, Ashanti region, which many say is going to be very important for you in particular going into the elections. Now that you are standing by yourself, is that overstated when people hear and say Ashanti is going to be very important for you, also going to be important for your party, but for you in particular? Is that overstated or is it reality?
Well, it's reality. I mean, the Ashanti region has been the backbone of our party, is our stronghold, you know. So it's going to be important for the NPP as a party getting into the general election. As an independent candidate, my wish will be that Ashanti region will put their weight behind me. I've always been very popular in Ashanti region. In central region and many parts of the country.
It doesn't seem so. I mean, when I look at the outcome of the super delegates in Ashanti region,
I don't know which.
Quietly didn't vote for you as much.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that let's understand that super delegates or even delegates in general constitute only a small percentage, not more than even 3% of those who would vote for NPP in a general election. That is the constituency that we should be talking about. In Ashanti alone, we are talking over almost 2 million people, you know. So that's what we are talking about. I mean, and frankly, let's focus on Ghana, on the Ghana agenda.
Yeah.
So almost invariably, it's likely that December 2024, you see 3 faces on the ballot paper. John Mahama, because he's already been selected. Maybe Baumia, maybe Canada, Japan, or Francois Dynamo, doesn't matter which of them. And then there will be Alan Chamatin on this ticket. Now, I'm saying that there are 4 critical considerations, judging by the voter psychology in Ghana. 4 critical considerations. Out of these, let's say, out of these 3 people, first consideration, vision. Which of these 3 people have demonstrated a track record for vision in terms of what they have done? So whether it is ex-President Mahama or Baumia. Now, if that is the criteria that they are going to use in terms of vision, then I'm in the game. The next one, competence. Between the 3, if that is what is going to be the basis for judging, I'm in the game. Integrity, I'm in the game. Action, which is the last one, I'm in the game. So what are we talking about? Vision, competence, integrity, and action. If these are the 4 critical considerations that would make Ghanaians decide on these 3 characters who would appear on the ballot paper, then start thinking about Alan being the first independent candidate to ascend to the presidency in Ghana.
Well, we've interrogated that vision a fair bit. And of course, as for integrity, the judges
will be the people. Yes, so let's wait for that.
On that day.
Yes.
When you decide. But you have to choose a running mate. To run.
We'll cross the bridge. Are you applying?
Should I?
For consideration?
Should I?
Are you applying? I'm asking.
I'm asking what I should. Should I?
No, but actually, we'll get to the bridge. We'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Should I guess? You say you're going to be youthful.
Yes.
Would that person be youthful?
That would be my first priority. Because I see myself as a transitional candidate, you know, or as a transitional president. No, this is not window dressing. I sincerely believe in what I'm doing, putting the youth at the front and center of the campaign. Because let's face it, out of the 17 million people who are registered voters, 55%, that's 9.4 million, are young people aged between 18 and 35. So if you look at the demographics, they are the most important voter bloc. 55% are young people. If you look at the other considerations, they clearly are the future of our country in terms of energy, in terms of their capacity for innovation, their ability to adapt, and just raw intelligence, because of the dynamics of the world that we live in. I cannot find a better way to, advance the cause of this country than putting young people at the center of my campaign.
Alan Kyerematen's running mate will be a young person.
It will be so.
Yeah, at least you've confirmed one thing about that person.
Yes.
Anyway, wish you all the best in this endeavor. History says the odds are stacked up against you, as we've interrogated at the beginning, because nobody had done what you say you would do. And the moment many have questioned, it's not even here yet for Ghanaians to swing from MPP and NDC and give the nod to
it. But that is what you are saying, or who is saying that?
Well, the moment.
When you say the movement, what is the movement?
Well,
allow the people of Ghana to make that decision and judgment.
I was confident the moment will be the moment December 7.
No.
The moment will really be December 7, 2024.
Then you can't say that it is not there yet, because
you believe it's there.
The presumption is that that Ghana is not ready. That's the presumption.
You believe Ghana is?
No, I don't believe that. Why would I believe that? Why would I then put myself up?
So you believe Ghana is ready?
So I think that because we don't want to close the interview on that though, because you have no basis for making that judgment on behalf of Ghanaians.
You believe Ghana is ready
let
for
the
independent
people
candidate?
Make a decision. And I think that if I have the honor and privilege of becoming the first independent candidate to ascend to the presidency, that will be a watershed development in Ghana. And it will be a major signal for political transformation and economic transformation on the continent of Africa.
Alan Kyerematen, we wish you the best.
Thank you.
The people will be the ultimate judges.
Yes, very much so.
Yes. And you've just been listening to Alan Kyerematen, my guest on Joy News Live, also on Joy 99.7 FM. Well, as you've heard him say, you have to be the ultimate judges of his credentials and his ability to lead if he puts himself up, and he says he will, for next year's general elections. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Abeku Agri Santana. If there's anything that makes my life so easy, it is my bank. I love hanging out with my boys at our usual fufu joint. But even without cash, we still dey chop better with EcoBank Mobile. No matter the time of day, my bank helps me stay in touch with my beautiful wife whenever she's away. And when my beautiful wife is in town, she never misses out on her favorite TV shows because I'm able to pay up all my TV subscriptions from the comfort of my mobile phone. Whenever she has to get groceries too, my bank makes it cashless and convenient. And the part my wife loves the most is when my bank makes it possible and easy for her to shop from any part of the world without moving.
Welcome to the smart world of EcoBank. Download EcoBank Mobile from Google Play Store or the App Store and discover the smart way to bank. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN just for you. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the My MTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Hello, my name is Abeku Agri Santana. If there's anything that makes my life so easy, it is my bank. I love hanging out with my boys at our usual fufu joint. But even without cash, we still dey chop better with EcoBank Mobile. No matter the time of day, my bank helps me stay in touch with my beautiful wife whenever she's away. And when my beautiful wife is in town, she never misses out on her favorite TV shows because I'm able to pay up all my TV subscriptions from the comfort of my mobile phone. Whenever she has to get groceries too, my bank makes it cashless and convenient. And the part my wife loves the most is when my bank makes it possible and easy for her to shop from any part of the world without moving.
Welcome to the smart world of EcoBank. Download EcoBank Mobile from Google Play Store or the App Store and discover the smart way to bank. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN just for you. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the My MTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Touch it, okay? Fifi, it's my caliper inside the feet. Don't touch it, okay?
Don't worry, darling. I won't touch your caliper, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Papa. Should I listen for you?
It's okay, Grandma. You can drink it all.
Oh, coffee. I've brought plenty for you. You know that.
Calipo, the natural fruit juice drink. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hello, my name is Abeku Agri Santana. If there's anything that makes my life so easy, it is my bank. I love hanging out with my boys at our usual fufu joint. But even without cash, we still dey chop better with EcoBank Mobile. No matter the time of day, my bank helps me stay in touch with my beautiful wife whenever she's away. And when my beautiful wife is in town, she never misses out on her favorite TV shows because I'm able to pay up all my TV subscriptions from the comfort of my mobile phone. Whenever she has to get groceries too, my bank makes it cashless and convenient. And the part my wife loves the most is when my bank makes it possible and easy for her to shop from any part of the world without moving.
Welcome to the smart world of EcoBank. Download EcoBank Mobile from Google Play Store or the App Store and discover the smart way to bank. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.